Hello guys, and welcome back to episode 5 of this tutorial series. As you can see here, we're going to be talking more about red power. It's one of my favorite mods. And today we're going to be talking about red alloy and red alloy wire. Oh man, the things you can do with red wire. Oh my gosh, so much, like 10 times better than redstone. Definitely. So if you're a fanatic about redstone, this episode's for you. So first, I'm gonna get straight down and talk about a useful tool that you'll be needing whenever you're dealing with red wire, and that thing is a screwdriver. There's an upgrade to it, but we'll get into more about that later. Every time, always do the wrong button. Screwdriver's really easy. You just take one iron and one stick. Iron on a stick. Very, very simple. You got your stick here, put it like so. Got yourself an iron, just like so. You have yourself a screwdriver. Now it's just like a diamond handsaw. The more you use it, it'll decrease its durability, and it'll eventually break. Next, I'm going to be talking about the red alloy ingot. And as you can see in last episode, we had an alloy furnace that allows us to create these alloys that are found in red power. Well, a red alloy ingot is another one of them. We talked about blue alloy, now we're going to be talking about red alloy. You take one copper or iron and 4 redstone dust and smelt it in an alloy furnace. Let's go back over here. You can either use the one that requires coal, this one, or the blue electric alloy furnace. And since I don't have any coal in my inventory, I'll throw it into this blue electric alloy furnace. You put 4 redstone and either an iron or copper. It's usually dependent upon, which one do you have most of. If you can see, we used 1 iron to get ourselves a red alloy ingot. We can also use copper, if we so desire. Either one will get us the same ingot. Aha! Also, another thing that I forgot to mention about these alloy furnaces is that they can be used to recycle some of your materials. So let's say if you had a bucket. Say you had several buckets that you don't, find any particular use for. You throw them into the blue electric alloy furnace, and it'll turn them back into its base components. Iron. So let's say if you've got a, iron pickaxe, let's say. Throw that in there. Or a chest piece. Throw that in there. And you'll always get back what you've put in. Now this only works for things that have full durability. So if you go and, let's say, cause some durability damage, like so, or not. Durability? Oh, come on. Well, you get the picture. If I spawn an iron golem, this might kill me. Or not. That's weird. Maybe I should be using an iron sword. It's weird that it's not hitting me. It's like with this iron sword that I have. If we go and try to throw it back in here, it doesn't work. It can only work with ones that have a durability on it. Or no durability damage on it. Okay, back to red alloy wire. So, you've went and made yourself, a bunch of this red alloy ingot stuff. Let's say. Well, what can you do with it? Well, if you go and put it into a pattern like so, you got yourself some red alloy wire. Neat, eh? And it makes 12 of them. That's right, I've got a book to tell you guys about that. 3 red alloy ingot. So it's about 3 copper, iron, and 12 redstone dust, and it makes 12. So pretty much 1 redstone dust and a little bit of copper and iron will get you, 1 alloy wire. Now, we all know redstone. Redstone. Wherever the redstone is. Oh yeah, stone. There we go. Let's look at the differences. Let's say if we have a lever. So if we're going to put redstone like so. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's put a equal length of this alloy wire too. And we'll say we'll run, 2 levers here. Aha! As you can see, the redstone doesn't transmit to over here. So let's say if we had a redstone lamp. If I go and put my redstone lamp here, right here, it won't turn on. However, if I get rid of this and put this right here, hey look, it turns on. But right there, it doesn't. Well, look at this red alloy stuff. Bam. And look how far it can go. Wait. See how far it can go? It hasn't even, it doesn't even get a, worse like this one does. You can see it gets darker and darker and darker, while this red alloy ingot stuff continues on practically, forever. There's a limit, but it's a very high limit, to be in fact. Let's go and pick up some of this stuff, shall we? And the neat thing about this stuff is that it's just like the wire from over there. You can run it along sides of things if you wanted to. Let's say you had a ceiling. You can run along the ceiling if you so desire. Make it go that way if you want it to. Make it come up here. Make it come along right over there. As you can see, they all got connected, but you get the gist of how powerful this red alloy wire is compared to redstone. Redstone. Because with redstone, if you wanted it to go up, you were going to need to have, something like that. And you wanted to go up even more. It doesn't, go onto walls or anything. You can't put it like that, or you can't put it on ceilings. This stuff, you can. It's very neat, eh? There's a couple other cool things that you can do with this red alloy wire. Let's say you have a lot of this stuff, and you don't, you made too much, and you don't really, need more of it. It makes 12. So what happens if you put 4 in here? Aha! It actually gets smelted back into 1 red alloy ingot. So if this makes 12, and it requires 3 ingots, so like, if you put 4 in here, you'll get 1 back out. So it's, reverse crafting, in a sense. Now there's a couple of other upgrades of this, and that is the colored insulated wire. Let's look at it. I haven't talked too much about the screwdriver, but I'll get into more of it whenever we get to over here. Insulated wire. It makes 12. Requires 3 red alloy ingots and wool of any color. And unlike the wire here, which it could be any color, this wool is dependent upon what kind of insulated wire color you would want. So let's say you had, I don't know, 3 different types of wool. Let's say if you had white wool right here, you're going to get white insulated wire. Whoops, I'm going to need more of that red alloy stuff. And you had orange, let's say. You got orange, white, you can have any other color that you wanted. I'm just going to grab the first 4. Magenta, oops, I made a lot. Light blue. There we go. The neat thing about this insulated wire is, like, if you had lots of different redstone signals that you were sending, let's say, and you didn't want them to interfere with each other, well, these insulated wires don't connect up to each other. As you can see, they don't connect. Aha. And they're right next to each other. So let's say if we had, I'm going to go and have these lamps out here. Oh. Actually, I'm going to need to have I think that should work. Let's see. And it does. That's what I thought. So if you wanted specific lights to turn on, you could use this red insulated wire for more, you know, compact designs. Neat, eh? And then they'll connect if you go and put, you know, an alloy ingot like so. So now that one would connect. Bam. Because any color wire will connect to this red alloy wire, like so. That's all fine and dandy, but there's actually an upgrade to this. That's right, there's more. So let's say if you had, you know, some of this insulated wire. I'm going to grab some more, because this stuff is expensive. I'm going to throw it in there. We can actually make ourselves some bundled cable. Aha, I got it right this time. Let's go look at the bundled cable recipe. It only makes 2, and it requires 5 insulated wire and 4 string. So, if you had about 3 copper or iron, 12 redstone dust, 6 wool, and 8 string, it'll make 4 bundled cable. That's a lot of resources. And you'll have 2 leftover insulated wire if you do it this way. Now, if you think about it, oh yeah, this insulated stuff, you can run it along, you know, ceilings and walls and whatnot. All the wire that I'm going to be talking about does that. You can run it along ceilings, walls, however you want to. Now this bundled cable, like I said, requires 5 insulated wires and 2 string. Or not 2, 4 string. And you get yourself 2. 2 of it. So you don't get a lot of this stuff, but they are very, very useful. So I'm going to make as much as I can. So I had a stack of string and almost a stack of white insulated wire. I was only able to make about 24 of it, so they're really expensive. But they are so useful. So if you had bundled cable like so, let's say. And let's say here you have white insulated wire, orange insulated wire, and magenta. We'll have white, orange, magenta over here. Now you guys might know where I'm going with this. Let's say we had lamps right here. Also, keynote with bundled cable. It won't connect up to this red alloy wire. It will connect up to, insulated. This one will connect up to insulated wire, and insulated wire will only be able to be connected up to bundled cable. Which is the use for bundled cable, because of this insulated wire. Say if we had levers here. This white insulated wire will only control this white insulated wire. So it should only turn on this lamp, even though they're all connected right here onto one single block. Let's look at it. Bam. Bam. And bam. As you can see, you can have all these, signals all connected. As you can see here, I had to have all this space here to practically have 4 lamps up to 4, signals. With here, we can just have one line right here. It'll only take up one block space. One block space. And that's it. That's insane, right? Now, you might think that that's pretty complicated and compact. Well, you can get even more compact with this. You can actually get colored bundled cable. Colored bundled cable. It requires 1 bundled cable and 1 die, and I messed up here, and you also need 1 piece of paper, too. So if I were to put 1 bundled cable, paper, and a piece of dye, doesn't matter which, we'll get ourselves our, bundled cable. So here's a white one. Go get rid of all this stuff that I don't need. Orange. There's light blue. We'll say magenta. So with this wire, I haven't really used it a whole lot, but it can be pretty useful. Usually not most simple, redstone requires, stuff to be this compact. As you can see, they don't connect to each other. Let's say if we add more of this stuff. White. Let's just say white and orange. As you can tell, pick up these two. They won't connect right up next to each other. However, if you run bundled cable next to them, they will connect. Like so. Pretty neat, hey? So let's say if you had orange going out of this one. And white. Let's say you had white and orange here. So what you could do, using these 2 colors, you can connect them up to this 1 bundled cable here. Let's say go to this redstone here. orange, and then white here. How about white over here? And we'll have this one be orange, white and orange, and then orange and white. Let's go get our levers again. Go get rid of some of this junk in our inventory. Why don't I just use the delete? We'll have lamps. We'll put lamps here, 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 here. These lamps are starting to get on my nerves. But they're good for demonstration. Signal here, 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 and here. So let's see. This white cable will be connected up to this white insulated cable, and it should only turn on from this white one, only this white one. So as soon as I turn on this one, that one right there should only turn on. Actually, both of them turned on. I was lying. And it makes sense, because now they're all connected. I thought I was doing this right, but I guess not. I guess if you wanted certain signals to only go to yeah, they would all have to be this this cable. Orange. And then white. I actually did this wrong. So it's something like this. As you can see, this one shouldn't connect up to that one. That should be fine. So you can have more compact designs, like this. There we go. And like always, you know, they can be connected like so. Which I don't think should. Yeah, it does mess it up. Because now it's connected to this one, which is now going into that one, so it should turn on that white one. But if you wanted, you know, certain signals to not interfere with each other, then this colored bundled cable, you know, should help out. So that's a bunch of cable. Let's talk about some circuitry. Some of the basic circuitry that you want to make with, you know, this stuff. Whoops. That's weird. Okay. First one I'm going to be talking about is a timer. Oh, wait. Timer is made like so. 2 sticks, 9 redstone dust, and about 7 stone to make one timer. Timers are pretty neat. And I'm going to be talking about some of the basic components. So, first things that you're going to need is that you're going to need to get some smooth stone. And to make smooth stone, you know, the vanilla way, put in 1 cobble, and you'll get 1 smooth stone out. Like so. That's, you know, vanilla Minecraft. So what happens if you put, you know, the stone back into it and furnace it again? In red power, you get 2 stone wafers. Like so. Lots of wafers. So I'm going to go and put these wafers in here. Now to make a timer, or before I get into making these circuitry, I'm going to go and make a few of the basic components that you'll be needing. The first one being simply stone wire. I'm going to grab about 20 of these. The next component, you can put some redstone torches and put it here on the wafer. We get ourselves a stone cathode. We got about 20 of those too. Let's actually keep those redstone torches there, and if you go and put a stone right here, we get ourselves a stone pointer. We don't need so many of these. Then also, if we go and put our stone wafers like so, and redstone dust like so, we get ourselves stone anodes. We'll get a few of them. So we made a bunch of these, components that make up a timer. So to make a timer, I'm gonna have to look it up. It requires those basic components, as you can see. So this timer, if you go and put it in our recipe right here, if you go and click this little button here, it'll go and paste it here in our crafting table, so we can easily craft it. If you go and put our stone wafers up here, our wires like so, our anodes, one cathode, and one pointer, we'll get ourselves one timer. Timers are pretty neat. A little buggy, but pretty neat. This is where our screwdriver will come into play. I'll go get myself some red alloy wire, because only red alloy wire can connect up to this stuff, up to this. Go and put it like so. As you can see, it already started going. As you can see, every about 2 seconds, 1, 2, it'll go and let out a redstone pulse from all 3 sides right here. Beak, beak. And then we can put it up into insulated wire, and then bundled cable if we wanted to. And then we've also got this input right here. This actually turns it on or off. Whenever this one's high, it'll go and turn off the timer. So it's pretty much an active low circuit. As long as this output here is low, it'll function. It's pretty neat. It also has an interface. If you right click on the block, we can set the time interval that'll, pulse every 2 seconds. We can actually reduce that to, or increase it if we wanted to. Let's say to every 10 seconds. As you can see, the pointer takes a lot longer to turn around. And after 10 seconds, it'll let out one pulse. One pulse. And then it'll wait again. You can actually reduce this down to 0.2 seconds. Although if you're on a server with other people, none of the people on the server would like you very much. Because these blocks can be pretty laggy if you have a bunch of them. As you can see, tick, 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 tick. It goes by pretty fast, and you can see my frame rate's already dropping a little bit. So you can actually set this up to like half a second. It's not as laggy. Tick, 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 tick. So if you needed to pulse, something, every every half a second or a second, you use a timer. Dook, dook, dook. Pretty neat, eh? This can be used for, advanced circuitry, and let's say if you wanted to have like blinking lights like on a Christmas tree or something like that, you would use a timer. Let's go and pick this guy back up. So that's a timer. There are other circuitry, like a state cell, and red power and its buggy item frames. Let's go and get ourselves a state cell. State cells are pretty cool. It requires 1 red doped wafer, 8 redstone, 8 stone, and 2 sticks. And to make a red doped wafer, you get a wafer that we discussed about in the last episode, and 4 redstone. Pretty much like a blue doped wafer, practically. So if we add a wafer, no, not wrong wafer, and some redstone, about 4 should do it. Put it in an alloy furnace. We'll go and get ourselves 1 red doped wafer, which is all we need. we actually need this one because it's another component in a state cell. If you can put your red dope wafer like so, and your stone wafers, we'll get ourselves silicon chips. Let's see what we need to make a state cell. Recipe, put that in. So we need one of these silicon chips, 2 wire, 1 anode, 3 regular blank stone wafers, a pointer, and a cathode. We have 1 state cell. Bam. State cells are pretty cool too. Bam. Now it's a pretty complex, input and output. So let's discuss them. Let's say if you had an input like so. Is it there? I have to remember where the input goes into. Bam. That one's the input. Okay. And then this one will turn it on or off. If I go and put this one. Yes. I'll actually keep it. Okay. Oh yeah, I was kind of, trying to learn it myself. But this right here, these 2 right here are inputs. And then these 2 are outputs. So if you had an input of right here, let's say like this, it'll input right here and then output from this side. Now, let's say if this one's like a timer and it gets a pulse, it'll keep this on for a pulse, and as soon as it goes off, it'll keep this input right here on for a set time, and it'll then output a pulse this way. So let's say if you pulse this, like that. As you can see, it kept this one on for a certain amount of time, and then it pulsed this way. So actually you could have a bunch of these state cells that'll, output, a signal right here to like a lamp, let's say. How about if I show you? Let's go and grab ourselves a bunch of these state cells. And a bunch of lamps. Lamps. Let's say out over here. Not like that. Oh, this is a good time to tell you what a screwdriver does. Whenever you have a screwdriver, it'll rotate your logic right here. Your circuits, pretty much. Let's say if you had a bunch of these state cells, all right next to each other. How about not right next to each other? How about every so often apart, like so? And we had some redstone lamps. And we put some wire like so. Wait. You can also right click on these and set their interval. I think about 2 seconds is good. It's almost just like a regular timer. Let's say we had our input be like so. So as soon as I turn this one on, it'll turn this one on and leave it on. And as soon as this one goes off, it'll pass this lamp. It'll turn this one on, and then it'll turn it off, and then this one on, then off, on, off, or something like that. So as soon as I turn the switch off, it'll pass the lamp. Aha! Neat, eh? So you can have state cells be like a board of some kind, like some kind of like display, if you wanted to, with redstone. And then you can also have an enable. So this enable, if it was high, like so, no matter what you put here, it shouldn't matter. It'll always keep this one on, unfortunately. As soon as I turn this one off, we'll see it get past. Aha! I like circuits. I like red power. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It's good for engineers. Next we have a toggle latch. I have no idea what happened to the book. Oh, how did it get way over here? Now we've got ourselves a toggle latch. 4 stone, 4 redstone dust, 1 cobblestone, and 3 sticks. Pretty simple recipe. All you need, I think, is a lever. And I think just 3 cathodes, I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look it up. Toggle latch. Actually, only 2. 2 cathodes, 2 wire, and then 4 blink. Like so. We have ourselves a toggle latch. Toggle latches are neat. Like, you can use a toggle latch if you wanted to keep a door open, let's say. So as you can see, whenever we toggle here, with our right-clicking, almost just like a normal, like a normal switch here, it'll output this way or that way. Let's say if we had this input right over here, to like a lever to a door. Bam. This one right here doesn't output anything. I thought it did, but it doesn't. So this one's only a 1 input and either output. So with every pulse, it'll switch the output. Either this one will always be high, or the other one will always be high. And then you can manually right-click it to switch it to whichever one you wanted. If you wanted that one to be it, while this one's high. Or like a button press. This would simulate a button press. Because it requires a pulse. Pretty neat, eh? Now the last one is a repeater. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, vanilla redstone has its own repeater. Why would I want to use red power's repeater? 2 sticks, 6 stone, and 9 redstone dust. Pretty simple recipe. Like I said, you might be wondering, well, why would I want to, have, can I just use the redstone repeaters? Now, there's something that I haven't told you about. Oh, whoops. Between a redstone repeater and then the red power repeaters, there's a big difference that I'll show you. Actually, a couple differences. You can see it requires wire, cathodes, 1 anode, and then a couple of blinks. Get ourselves 1 redstone repeater. Let's get a vanilla repeater. Why not? Let's say I had a wall here. Just a wall. And we've got this redstone repeater. Also, another thing with the screwdriver, it'll rotate this repeater as well. And it'll actually connect up to red alloy wire, which will go up here. Neat, huh? You know what you can also do with these circuits? You can place them on walls. Place them on walls. You can also place them on ceilings if you wanted to. Bam. Actually, this one's not going to work because it would need something like this. See? That's one of the big differences with this repeater. It'll work on a wall, unlike a vanilla redstone repeater. And you can rotate with the screwdriver if you wanted to. And as you can see, right now it's set to delay 1 tick, and 1 tick is about 1/20th of a second. 1 tick, 2 ticks, 4 ticks, 8 ticks, 16 ticks, 32, 64, and 128, and 256, I think. I think I did my math right. So this one will have a really high, it'll take it a long time before it'll, send out its signal. As you can see, we're gonna be here for a while. So if I go and break it, connect this upright. So that one's almost instant. It's about 1 tick. Let's say 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So we'll have like about a second delay. Bam. Let's say 32. It's about 2 seconds. Bam. 64. It's about 3. And it keeps doubling like that, so on and so forth. And also keep it on for that long, too. Remember that. And that right there, I think, is a good wrapping up point. This episode's much longer than the last episode, because there was so much stuff we had to talk about. And, spoiler for the next episode, there's more. There's more circuits that we can build to make our lives even more easier. And maybe I can show you some applications that'll come in, handy for. Which is pretty neat. I kind of built like this, easy state cell setup. As you can see, we can move, an input and have it be delayed so much, but we could set up some kind of intricate lighting system with these state cells. Pretty neat, huh? Now you can do so much more with those too. But like I said, that's right, I set it up that way. Anyway, I'm Lunchbox. Adios and good night.